Hello everyone, Michael the Librarian of Magic here, finding and cataloging the magical and pointing you to it. Back here once again with another Disney drawing of a villain for the month of October, today being October the 8th. The same disclaimers as always apply, and there will be links to other videos of mine at the end of this, so you can explore those if you feel so inclined. Without any other prologue, I'm going to jump straight into the villain drawing of the day. Today's drawing is kind of a twofer. Captain Hook and Mr. Smee from 1953's Peter Pan. I like both of these characters a lot. I'm actually more of a fan of Smee than Hook, although I really love any scene where Hook is interacting with the crocodile. That's one of the things that makes him the most memorable. It makes him one of the sillier Disney villains because he is so terrified of the crocodile, and the way that he reacts to hearing the noise of the clock it's very, very amusing. Hook is voiced by Hans Conried, who also did the voice of George Darling in Peter Pan. And I basically really love the character design. I love his hair, the way that he's dressed, the hat with the big feather. There's much to like about it. And not just the character design, but the way that he's animated, the facial expressions, the poses, the deep silliness and fear that they imbue with this villain is very unique among Disney villains, and very, very good animation. Also, Hook is one of the few Disney villains to actually survive his movie. Generally, not always, but generally, the more preeminent villains die in the movies, but Hook actually lives through this one. I don't think it's a spoiler for a movie that was made the year my father was born to tell you about that. On to Smee, who he's a villain by association, I suppose, but really he's kind of a sweet, bumbling character, sort of a long-suffering lackey who just wants, he's a people pleaser. He wants to make Captain Hook happy. He wants to make the other people around him happy. And for that reason, he's very endearing. He's very simple-minded and silly. And also, because of the character design and the performance of the voice actor in this movie, Smee ends up being probably, arguably, the first really, truly memorable Disney villain sidekick in a long list of Disney villain sidekicks. So you don't really get to characters like Iago in Aladdin or LeFou in Beauty and the Beast without Smee here, I don't think. He really kind of set a pattern for that when they invented the, well, J.M. Barrie wrote him, but they chose to use their own interpretation of him, and that sort of set the, I think their interactions with each other sort of set the mold for having a pompous ne'er-do-well for a villain with sort of a basically good-natured, bumbling sidekick alongside of him, with the exception of, which I certainly think is true of LeFou, the Gaston-LeFou dichotomy is at play here. Iago actually is pretty evil in his own right, but that's a whole other video. The voice characterization here for Mr. Smee was the same voice actor, a guy by the name of Bill Thompson, who voiced Droopy the dog in all the Tex Avery cartoons back in the day, if you're familiar with those. As far as Disney, though, he's done many, many voices for Disney that people recognize. They would probably readily recognize his voice, not just from Smee, but as the White Rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. He was also the voice of the Dodo in Alice in Wonderland. He was really heavily featured in Lady and the Tramp. He was the voices of Jack, Joe, Bull, Doxy, and the Irish Policeman, all in the same movie. And they all had different accents. They were different breeds of dogs, and an Irish accented human being. So that's very impressive. He was also the voice of King Hubert in Sleeping Beauty, Uncle Waldo in the Aristocats, and one of my personal favorite roles of his is J. Audubon Woodlore, the park ranger featured in several shorts that typically include either Donald Duck or Humphrey the Bear, or both. A lot of people don't tend to remember Humphrey the Bear or the park ranger J. Audubon Woodlore, but if you have never heard of that, I would encourage you to look that up. They're really excellent shorts. They're very silly, and they're very fun characters. So those are the primary reasons. I really like Smee a lot. I like Captain Hook as well. My more endearing memories of Captain Hook himself are really from the Steven Spielberg movie Hook, rather than the Disney movie. I sort of remember more the crocodile and Smee and the silliness of it all. But as far as the nefariousness and the narcissism and everything, Dustin Hoffman really nails it in the movie Hook, which I saw as a young person and really loved. So there have been many incarnations of these characters. Bob Hoskins played Smee in the Hook movie, but there have been many other incarnations of these. There seems to be a new Peter Pan or a new Hook movie every so often. I haven't even seen yet the one that came out in recent years, the movie Pan, with I think Hugh Jackman. That was maybe already almost 5 years ago or something like that. I haven't seen that one. I'm not sure if it's any good. Let me know below if that is one of your favorite movies, or if you really do like that one. If it's something I should maybe check out or watch, let me know. But anyway, that's Captain Hook and Mr. Smee. Really fun characters for October the 8th. Kind of a 2-in-1. With that being said, I really appreciate you watching this video. Let me know below if you are enjoying this content, or if you like these characters a lot, or what are your favorite incarnations of Smee and Hook. Maybe you like the movie Hook that as much as I do, or also Disney's Peter Pan, or maybe you like Finding Neverland, or the many different incarnations that there are of the Peter Pan characters. Anyway, let me know. I hope you're having a really great day today. I hope that this video enhanced it in some way. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.